Hey YouTube, Delta here, and I am back with another Minecraft video, this time going over my top favourite mods that I like to add to large mod packs. And now, if you're anything like me, chances are you like a lot of mods, and therefore your mod packs get just a teensy bit big. And therefore you can end up with a lot of mod conflicts, or them not necessarily behaving how you want them to, and it doesn't make for the best experience. So these are just a few mods that I always like to add, and just means that all of my mod packs end up being a more streamlined experience. So the first one that I want to touch on is called Akashic Tome, or Tome. I don't know. You've probably heard of it already. Basically, it is a book that you can put all of your other guidebooks for other mods into, all stored in one space, so it makes it a lot more efficient. To use the Akashic Tome, you just right click and then you can select any of the books you have inside it. To add books to it, you just want to go to a crafting table, plonk it on the crafting table with whatever other book you've got. Like if I go and find... Nope, that's not how you spell iron. Spells. That one will do. And plonk that there, and ta-da! And then you can see I've got inside the Akashic Tome now. Tome. More ores, more gems, and irons, gems, and jewellery. And then if I wanted to find that inside, right click, and it's right there. And it opens up the book. Ta-da! And to change it back into the tome so that you can see everything else, punch the air. Because of course we all know that's how you change a book back into a different book. Definitely. Okay, mod number 2. Polymorph. Again, you've probably heard of this one, but it's a no-brainer. Basically means if you have two items that share the same crafting recipe, then you can use a little nifty button in your crafting table, and it will allow you to change one recipe into the other, like this. So if I put tomato in, these are the Croptopia tomato seeds, but I can always also get the Farmer's Delight tomato seeds. So it doesn't matter which one I put in there, they interact the same. So it makes it very useful for mods that like to add in similar recipes, particularly if you've got a lot of the same thing. So it works a lot because I tend to have a lot of farming mods and a lot of food mods. So it means if they use the same recipe, I'm all good. The next one I want to go over is called Wits, and this is just a simple command added into the game that allows you to see what structure that you have approached. Because, again, I don't know about you guys, but I love structure mods, and I love exploring, and I tend to have a lot of them in my mod packs at once. Bruh. So I tend to get a bit confused, just like, oh, which mod did this building come from again? Who knows? So you just type up your chat command and just type Wits, which stands for what is this structure. There we go, and it tells me, and this is a Dungeons Arise infested temple, which sounds lovely and pleasant. The next mod I want to talk about is bigger stack size. This one basically just allows you to stack items you wouldn't normally be able to stack. Like I've got here these potions, and there we go, we can stack potions, and it is configurable as well, but you do have to go into the files to do so rather than via the mod screen, because there's no configure button as far as I can see. But I do think, yeah, it is configurable. Also, I do know there are other variations of that mod, so if you don't have it on the version that you're playing, I'm sure there's an equivalent. The next mod I want to talk about is kind of 3 mods all in one, because they all kind of do the same thing, and that is Compat Delight, every Compat, and loot integrations. And all it does, really... So if I go into JEI, it just means if I put Compat here, it just means if I've got any mods that add different wood types and things like that, then it will automatically put in the compatibility mod for me that I need, and therefore allows me to get all the different seed types of chests and bookshelves and stuff that is compatible with it. So for example, this one is adding all of the quark woods. So it not only adds the quark logs and planks and all of that you'd normally get, but you can also get the chests and stuff that you know, different variations of chests from that wood as well. And there's loads, so you can see it adds hundreds more block types. Same thing with Compat Delight is a Farmer's Delight add-on. Basically just means if you've got any if you've got any mods that add in potential different foods and things, it will automatically add that sort of compatibility mod with Farmer's Delight. So say you have Deeper and Darker installed, and then you also install Compat Delight, then it means that it will automatically install the add-on for Farmer's Delight that adds in foods from Deeper and Darker. Just makes it a little bit more of an easier process, so you don't have to go through CurseForge for hours and hours on end trying to find all of the compatibility mods that all work with Farmer's Delight with the mods that you have, and then realise, oh, I forgot like several or something, because Compat Delight will do it for you. The final one in this category would be loot integrations. This one, unfortunately, I did have to put all of them in myself manually. There's not like a single mod that will do it all for you, but basically you just want all of the loot integrations from any other mods that you have. So for example, things like Iron Spells, I've got the Iron Spells loot integrations mod. Yeah, so I got loads of them. It just means that when I find loot in different dungeons, different structures from different mods, I'll get loot inside that comes from other mods as well. So if I go into an Iron Spells structure, then I might also pick up items from Occultism, for example, or something. I don't know, that's just an example. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is called Raw's Visual Keybinder. This one is an absolute lifesaver. So this is the keybinder here. I know it looks a little bit complicated rather than just the list that you're used to, but it actually is incredible because you can just see in front of you everything that is assigned. If you hover over it, it will tell you what buttons, what things are assigned to each of your keys, and you can see if they're yellow, it means you've got more than one thing assigned to it. If they're blue, you've got just a single thing assigned to it. If they're grey, it means they're not being used at all. And of course it immediately you can see what you do and don't have space for, as to be able to buy stuff. Because again, when you're using loads and loads of mods, then particularly feature mods tend to have a lot of different default keybinds that conflict with one another. So this allows you to sort that all out nice and easily. The next one I want to talk about, again, you've probably heard it, seen it before, know it or hate it, I don't know. Explorer's Compass, Traveller's Compass, and Nature's Compass. Explorer's Compass allows you to find all the different structures you have that are possible in your mod pack. So if there's a particular structure from a mod that you've been excited to see, you can use the Explorer's Compass to try and help you find it. And there is a search feature at the top as well. Same goes for the Nature's Compass, but with biomes instead. So if you have things like Biomes of Plenty or Biomes You Go, of which I have both on this current mod pack, then you can just scroll through and you can find any of those cool biomes that you wanted to see. Traveller's Compass is a little bit more difficult to use, but it's still very, very cool. This allows you to find a particular item. So you right click on it to find it, and you pop your item inside, and it will tell you where you can find it. So for example here you can disable things on and off as well. So you've got a block search, mob search, fluid search, something like fluids, spawners, villagers, loot containers, and as well it has integration with certain mods. So I've got looter, and you can filter it to say whether it's unopened only or not. So it's all different things. I think I'm about to die to this demon eye. I am. The final mod I want to talk about is called Almost Unified, and basically all it does is if you have items that have the same name, for example in this case I've got my tomatoes here. One is the Farmer's Delight tomato, the other is the Croptopia tomato. It means that they will function the same in recipes. So if I was to look up a recipe that required tomatoes, pizza. Sure. Then here, look, if I hover over it, you can see that it allows me to use both the Croptopia tomatoes and the Farmer's Delight tomatoes there. And that is the case for most things. So as well, if you have mods like Occultism and Bewitchment, and you've got both of them, and they both add silver, then you can use either of the Bewitchment or silver and the Occultism or silver, and they can work interchangeably. And you'll still be able to use them for either mod. And again, I just find it really, really useful, particularly if you've got similar mods that add the same kinds of things. Then it just makes your life just a little bit easier and a little bit nicer to cope with. So, that wraps up that video, really, because it's just a nice quick one. But thanks again for watching, and I hope this has helped you with your big mod packs. Bye!